Hokey coke. So, first thing we talk about was the grip.
Yeah.
The middle one here of these two images now is your before grip. You can sort of see the little V that your thumb and forefinger is creating there. There's like a little V there up to your lead shoulder, which is what we call a weak grip. That's going to be very restrictive in terms of your arms and ability for them to hinge and set the golf club. So because of that, you created another way to get that club to lift. But the club has to lift. You can't go around you on the floor, so it has to go up in the air in some way, shape or form, okay? So because that limited sort of grip position, you're gripping it tighter as well. Everything was quite locked. What we saw then now as we went back, and I've got these lines on your body here now so we can see this, you can see as you go back, quite a distinct kind of lifting up of the body. This will always lend itself to that phrase that people say, oh, Chris, lift your head, keep your head down. But if I said, okay, put your head down, how much further could your head go down there? I mean,
it can't, because it's right into my shoulder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So your body's lifted up, okay? And if we look from down the line here, as you go back, you can see your torso now. Your head's not lifting. I mean, your chin's still sort of down on your chest there, but your head's moved because your body has risen up, okay? If we look now here at this this right-hand one here, this yellow line is on the angle that's going to showcase kind of your spine just went on the corner to sort of see you go. Now, if I'm being honest, you're probably a little bit more over the ball than we like. But in fairness to you, as you went back now, you can see the golf club now is working more along what we call your toes. At this point now, the club's going back to the camera, where this one, as we saw, is kind of over here somewhere. It's way out, that sort of lifting. You can see your elbows now in a different position because your torso is turning more. Because you're conscious of doing it. You're still on that yellow line there now. As you go back, you just come off at the end a little bit, okay? But at least kind of you've gone from kind of ear to nose, whereas this one you've gone from ear to kind of your left shoulder and more. Now, yes, the swing's gone longer, which would then people think, well, that's more powerful. Well, yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have a lot more power with the golf club now, 6 inches above the golf ball. Happy days. It's not going to strike the golf ball consistently unless you drop into it, okay? Which you did on occasions.
Yeah.
But if you didn't, you topped it. And if you're relying on a lot of variations with the golf ball, very inconsistent, okay? This one here now, as we come back to the golf ball now, by maintaining that height, we can come back. We're going to strike the golf ball there now more cleanly and more consistently. And then we twist through. Like I said, a little on your back foot. This foot's not really moving so much. That's something to look at more at a later date.
Yeah.
Once the setup with that grip, 2 knuckles and loose, again, the fingers nice and loose. And that posture movement or that body rotation is working better, okay? Now, after the shot, as you can see, you will stand up, which you should do, okay? But throughout the backswing, we're going to be maintaining this movement here now. So what you can do, as we said, practice putting a club across your shoulders, having loads of the club sort of sticking out this end, and then just try and swing to point that down, not at the ball, but kind of towards the ball in this direction here, okay?
Yeah.
Rather than on this one here now where you sort of swung back and you see your shoulders are kind of over there somewhere. You sort of, you've gone there and you just lifted up. So yes, your head has physically lifted, but it's lifted because of a number of other things, not just, keep your head down, Chris, perfect, that's all well and good. If your left shoulder, where can your head can't go anywhere. And the problem is then people try to keep their head down more, which means they can't twist. Because if someone says, put your head down, your chin goes even more, so it rounds off your back, you get very hunched. Now twist. Well, I can't. The club's going up somewhere. Okay, I'll do it. And you lift your head up even more. So the more the head actually tries to go down, very often more the body goes up, which is a vicious circle then, because then you might go, oh, look at your swing, you lift, look, you're on camera, your head's lifting, keep your head down. Well, yeah, that's all well and good, but what am I doing to cause the head to go vertical? And that's the thing. So if the body rotates better, practice that movement with the club there. Again, I always say to clients I give lessons, I say, look, when you're at home, if you want to just do that there now, put the club across your shoulders, put your phone up against a wall somewhere, I'm going to film it, send it through to me and say, is it any good? Because I don't mind, I want people to sort of keep that continuity and keep that kind of communication between sessions. And what I've found, I almost in some ways pushing it a bit more, because I just sort of said before and go, send some videos, so go, oh yeah, that's fine, and they wouldn't do it. I was not forcing someone to do it, but people who do it have seen quicker progressions, because a common fault we see is there's 2 ends of the spectrum. You've got here where you're too leveled off and your shoulders are kind of risen up and your spine's gone this way. There's another end of the spectrum, which I doubt you'll go to very early, where you go down here and your spine's down there and you're going the other way. And then what you see a lot of times, people practice weeks and weeks in some golf balls and practicing, get into that position, and they've worked so hard to get there that they can't go up and they get worse. Okay, so the worse they then get, they're just like, trying to dip out of the way this way, and they've gone the other end, and that's the problem. So the more you can kind of maintain that angle and get into the right position, not stand up or go t'other way, which yes you could, I doubt you will in the first few weeks, but who knows, if you're someone who's quite, I mean, you've adapted there pretty quick in half an hour or so. So a couple of weeks by yourself doing that sort of once or twice a day for a couple of minutes, which is what we sort of try to suggest. Don't do it for hours and hours and hours hitting balls. Just do it. Okay, put the kettle on and just stand there with, I don't know, something across your shoulders in the kitchen. Just get that body movement there, just to try and feel that movement around the body and how the body should work. Because once that works, the arms then can do what they want to try and do. Things will start.
Because you're just like...
Well, yeah, but I mean, thing is, the golf swing isn't necessarily a natural move, if I'm honest. Okay, and golfers who played for years have strong cores, because if you think about what your body's doing, if you're swinging a golf club here now, from there now, think about your obliques. I mean, you're twisting your hips at a fair rate of knots, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what a lot of people find after a golf lesson, the next day they're a bit sort of sore around here, probably a bit sore in the lower back, probably a bit sore up here somewhere, probably a bit sore in the back of the triceps, probably sore in the hands because you've been gripping on quite tight.
Yeah.
So body parts, muscles and joints and these things will feel a little bit tighter tomorrow morning because you've never used them in that way. Okay, which is fine, because then it's just okay. I can now relate to that. And I go, okay, right. If I'm gripping a bit too tight, that's going to cause some issues. Okay, but yeah, nice and loose, allow our body to function. Once we can get that, we can then start working at the next thing. And for me, if we can get you in a backswing position where consistently, Chris, you're doing this and maintaining that posture, then we'd say, right, once that's good, we'll now work at the next stage going forward at your sort of downswing, your through swing, and then the golf ball further and a bit straighter. Okay, mate? Make sense?
Yeah.
Good man, very, very good. Right.